Anyway, no, you're perfect for the role. I mean, I try my best. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. Rupert Murdoch steps down as Fox chairman.
All right, we have breaking news right now. Rupert Murdoch has now announced he is stepping down as the chairman of Fox Corporation and Fox News. Let me bring in CNN senior media reporter Oliver Darcy for more on this. It's been a long-awaited question of what his plans were for the future, what his succession plan was. This is a big news today.
This is huge news. Rupert Murdoch telling employees that he's stepping down as chairman of Fox Corporation and also News Corporation, which is his publishing arm. He wrote to employees saying he's in good health, but now is the time to step down. I want to read to you part of the note that just went out to employees moments ago. It says here on my phone, the time is right for me to take on different roles, knowing that we have truly talented teams and a passionate principal leader in Lachlan, his son, who will become the chairman of both companies. And of course, Rupert Murdoch is one of the most powerful media moguls in the world. Fox News, everyone's familiar with it. It is arguably the strongest organ in the right-wing media ecosystem. It propped up Donald Trump for many years. I think most people would suggest that Donald Trump was strongly protected, obviously, by Fox News, and this is Rupert Murdoch's, biggest media company, and so he controls all this. So him stepping down will obviously have not only impact in the media world, but also in the political world. Kate,
I'm just looking at this memo letter that you kindly forwarded to me. Just looking at even just the second graph of this, neither excessive pride nor false humility are admirable qualities, but I'm truly proud of what we have achieved collectively through the decades, and I owe much of my colleagues whose contributions to our success have sometimes been unseen outside the company, but are deeply appreciated by me. I mean, this is real. I mean, this is like the swan song. This is his farewell to the company. And interestingly, talk to me about Lachlan and what this now means as he now takes on officially a very huge role.
Yeah, this is real life succession. So Lachlan Murdoch has been the chief executive of Fox, of these companies. But now he's going to take on this role as chairman and really lead it officially. He's now leading the companies without his father at his side. I think most.
Listen, man, it's impossible not to do a Succession reference because it's like a direct one-to-one comparison to what happened. I mean, it's not a direct one-to-one comparison. It's obviously embellished and it's like different. Like the moving parts are a little different, but like very similar to like Roger Ailes, Rupert Murdoch, their influence in general. Like,
most people, Lachlan has been.
I mean, it's based off of that. Like, Logan Roy is based off of Rupert Murdoch. It's a very good show. I like it.
Chief executive, but most people would still say that Rupert was really the one making the major calls behind the scenes when it comes to things. But now Lachlan is in the driver's seat, and he has come out on top. There was a lot of questions over the years who would take over these companies. Initially, it seemed
absolutely.
like James Murdoch, the other son, would take over. Then Lachlan came in and became chief executive, and now Lachlan is the one who is the heir apparent.
Dude, God, I want to know the back and forth so bad. God, I am a fucking lame ass dude. I swear to God, the only reason why I want to know is because of the Succession drama. Like, if it wasn't for Succession, I wouldn't need to desperately know what happened behind closed doors. But due to Succession, I'm like, oh man, I want to know who I'm the eldest boy, I'm daddy's. You're not daddy's candy baby.
Not the heir apparent, the heir.
The man that it will be in charge. Yeah. What does this say, and what do you think this will portend for this massive media company, for the direction that is Fox News? He is not just any media mogul.
I heard they're closing up shop, dude. They're making it woke now. Lachlan is woke. He's making a woke turn. There is a unwinding. There's like a polar shift happening, okay, where Fox is going to be the woke network and MSNBC and CNN are going to be right wing now.
He had a strong hand in the direction things took and the people that were put in charge, like the era of Roger Ailes.
Right. I think if someone like James Murdoch, the son who is tends to be more liberal on things, were to come into power, I think that would mean major changes are coming to the companies. But
it's so crazy because people are like, who cares? Like, this is just television. Like, man, do you know the global power that these fucking dipshits have? Like, you know how we look at hogs in Australia, right? We're like, oh man, how funny that like they're just like us. It's like that didn't materialize out of nowhere, okay? Someone had to hogify them. That's it. Like, these Fox News's impact is mostly due to Roger Ailes, okay? Rupert Murdoch's impact, on the other hand, is global. Do you get it? Like, his role in beefing up global capitalism and like creating like a steady propaganda outlet for global capitalism goes far beyond Fox News. Okay?
But with Lachlan Murdoch, I think he's much more aligned probably with his father's vision. He's said to be very conservative on a lot of things. And so I'm not sure how much of a change editorially you'll see, but certainly there's going to be some change. You know, Lachlan is not his father. And so what that looks like, I don't know. I can't tell you right now. But I would imagine that someone new coming in, taking the throne, that is going to lead to some change.
It's so interesting because even in this letter, he takes a shot at the elites, which is always a fascinating kind of juxtaposition because he's the definition of a media elite. You could very clearly say, but he also ends this with talking about in my new role. Is there any word of what new role he's talking about? Like, this is not him going into, but is this effectively he is going into retirement, or he's taking on a different project from here on out?
I don't think anyone's ever going to say that Rupert Murdoch is going into retirement. I don't think that's something that he's capable, those words he's not capable of uttering, but I do think this is as close as we're probably going to get to him announcing that he is stepping down. I mean, he is announcing he's stepping down from these roles. I mean, he's 92, so.
His new role, the grave. Evil never dies, chat. You're forgetting. Evil never dies. These motherfuckers don't die, man. Bro, dude, it's so funny that we're having this conversation about Rupert Murdoch when, like, he was slated to get married, like, last year and called off the arrangement because her fiance was insanely into Tucker Carlson. Okay? Like, this is not a regular old 92-year-old man. Okay? This is a demon. He is extending his lifespan by suckling on the greatest adrenochrome. Okay? What do I mean by this? Like, Joseph Robinette Biden. He gets, like, the shittiest babies to suckle on, okay? Like, baby spinal fluid. Everybody knows at this point. It's well established that that's how you get adrenochrome, right? Joe Robinette Biden only gets to eat, like, the worst baby spinal fluid. Rupert Murdoch gets top shelf, okay? Like, Rupert Murdoch is getting aborted fetuses that were slated to become global leaders, okay? That kind of spinal fluid. That keeps you going, okay? Like, Brandon's getting the worst babies, you know, like babies with like fucked vibes, you know what I mean? Babies who don't cover their face when they're sneezing, like that kind of baby. Not a good baby whose spinal fluid is going to yield tremendous results. Anyway, let's continue.
While people say he is in great health, he has had some health scares over the years, and I imagine that even if you're an incredibly healthy 92-year-old, you know, running these companies is a huge task, and so you need someone who's able to devote, you know, the full attention that it takes to run these massive media companies, and he's saying that he's going to hand that off to Lachlan.
Look, and you've done so much reporting over the years of just kind of I keep wanting to call it the Succession, but it really is that. It's not just that amazing series of kind of how he had for years tried to groom his sons and like put them in positions. I remember the stories about, it was either Lachlan or James that he would put in as like an internship. They put him in internships in the various companies, and the headlines that would come out from it when one of them was seen as falling asleep on the job or something. And just kind of what it is a family affair for the Murdochs, and what it has also done to this family.
Yeah, and the empire used to be a lot bigger, right? I mean, Rupert sold a lot of the empire to Disney, the movie studio. And so now the empire that Lachlan will be taking hold of is still very powerful. It still has Fox News, the Wall Street Journal, some very powerful entities in it, but it's not the big entertainment company that this once was. It is now mostly a news company and a sports company. They do Fox Sports, obviously, but it's not the big media giant it was. And so while he is taking over, I think that it's not necessarily the throne, the empire isn't as big as it once was, right?
There's so much, there's going to be a lot of reaction coming in and a lot of wonder of, what now happens, if there are already questions left now that we know that Lachlan is in charge. Stick around. I know you've got more reporting to come, so thank you so much.
Attorney General Merrick.
How could someone be a chairman at a fucking 90 years old at a multi-billion-dollar media company? I don't get it. It's almost like being a chairman, and I don't mean like Chairman Mao, okay? Because being a chairman of a socialist republic or, a transitional socialist state with Chinese characteristics, like that takes a lot, okay? That takes a lot. Being a chairman of a fucking, being the chairman, though, on dumbass capitalist corporation doesn't take too much. You could be 92 and be perfectly fine.